Hey there everyone, this is Fuziion again, bringing you another Battleforge commentary. This one is going to be Siege of Hope on Expert. Now I'll be the first to admit this replay is really cheap, because it is just a farm run of mine, but it's also one of my favorite and funnest runs to do. Now I immediately start off with a Snapjaws, a Dread Charger, and 2 squads of Forsaken. And I'll send them over to attack this first group of enemies, and I'm sure to focus fire all my units on the single squad to take them out as quick as possible. And now I grab a well with my Dread Charger and send it up to the first enclave. These troops will stay back here to take out the rest of this camp, and my Dread Charger moves on. And I know you'll be very careful to follow this path I do, because if you go through here, your unit will probably die. I follow down the lower path and then just into the enclave. And as soon as I grab a well, I'll kill off my Dread Charger for the powder. Kill these off as well. And now here I'm going to need as much power as I can get, so I'll speed it up. As soon as I grab my second well up here, I'll go down and build my second monument, which will be a shadow orb. While that's building, I'll build a third power well up here. And then I'll begin to place resource boosters down in all my wells to gain as much power as I can, as quick as I can. Then once I have power, I'll build my fourth well up here. And then down here at my starting base, I build an Embalmer Shrine. Now over here at my second monument, I'll bring in Shadow Phoenixes, and I'm going to bring in 5 of them. The reason I'm doing this is in order to take out these 2 spawn buildings. If you don't take them out before a set time passes, a giant wave will spawn and go attack this enclave over here, and it just gives you a lot more to deal with. But if you're quick enough to take them out, they won't come. Now that I have my 5 Phoenixes, I'm going to go activate Embalmer Shrine and drop them on this group here to clean up a bit. And then I'll send them over and drop them on this tower, which will take out both these spawn buildings. Soon after, I'll build up a Nightcrawler over here and send it over to go grab my third orb. I try not to get the attention of the tree fiend, but he sees me anyway, so I frenzy my Nightcrawler and just attack him, and he manages to take him out. I begin my third orb, which will be a Frost orb, and then I build 2 more Nightcrawlers and send them down through the fire path into the next enclave. And as soon as my third orb is done building, I'll build another 2 Nightcrawlers and send them up the northern path to the more difficult enclave. I'll use Cold Snap on this group here, so my Nightcrawlers make it through safely, and they'll be just fine. Now down here I build up my power wells, and I'll put a resource booster down. And now here's where the cheating begins. I use a Banestone in this base and try to take a unit from a wave on both enclaves. Now, since the last wave never died, the next wave never comes, and making defense pretty much futile on the map. It's a very cheap way to do it, but this is just a farming run. It's not meant to be wholesome. Build up the rest of these wells and put down a resource booster. And I bring in an Ashbone Pyre to come take my 4th orb. In the meantime, I used the 2 Nightcrawlers from before to take this camp and grab these 2 power wells. I grab my 4th orb, which will be another frost orb, and I use Soul Shatter on this group. It doesn't take them all out, and my Ashbone's in trouble, so I cast Protector Seal and he'll mop up the rest of these units. And then he'll take out the spawn building and be fine. And now I'll build another power well up here, and I built my power wells down here and grabbed the resource booster. Now I actually wasn't paying attention because I was looking at the Ashbone, and I almost lost my Banestone, but I managed to take the unit and take a unit down here. Now because there's a unit taken at each base, the waves will not come any longer. So I put the Necrofury down with a Furnace of Flesh for defense, and I begin to build up a Worldbreaker gun. And with that, I'm going to begin assaulting this giant base up here. Now, if you're going to recreate this, you don't need to use Worldbreaker guns like I do. You could use anything you want: Rifle Cultists, Comet Catchers, spells, or just run in with a giant T4 army. But this is the method I find the funnest and probably the easiest. As soon as Snowball is ready, I'm going to run in with a Nightcrawler, sorry, and attempt to make a shot. Now, because the Nightcrawler moves around it so quickly thanks to these leeches which teleport your units, and it also dies so quickly, it's very hard for a Worldbreaker to get a shot off sometimes. So for the next few runs I'll actually fail at this, and I'll get kind of aggravated because the shots won't fire off. So just be aware of that if you're trying to recreate this. I died again. My next one, I believe, is going to be teleported too quickly for me to get a shot off. You can see just how quickly he's brought around the map. Now be careful not to get caught up on the waves on the way, because that bombard will snipe your Nightcrawler if he does. I fail again, and I just send another one up. That time I finally get the shot off and manage to take out the bombard. And my second Worldbreaker is almost ready to fire. And I get another shot off. And one last shot. You can see just how much damage a Worldbreaker with these Sky Elf Sages on them do. And I send a Necrofury up this path to take out the towers surrounding the path, just for the sake of completeness. I managed to get another shot off. As you can see, as the more units die up there, it becomes easier and easier to get shots off, but it's kind of difficult at the beginning. I'm gonna go assault this corner over here. Now, one important thing to note if you're doing this, once the spawn buildings in this corner away, still do not destroy your Banestone. If you do, those waves will still spawn out of nowhere and come ruin your day. I take out the rest of the units here and send my Nightcrawler up to camp this bombard. And as soon as it's ready, I'll just destroy that with my Worldbreaker as well. Now, I try to come grab this gold chest, but I get sniped by a bombard. So I summon in another Nightcrawler and send it up to destroy that bombard. It successful, and I finally grabbed the gold chest. Now I'll summon in 5 squads of rifle cultists right here, and just camp them out in the City of Hope. In the meantime, I'm going to go assault this base over here. I get 1 shot off there, summon in another Nightcrawler, and it'll take 2 more runs to completely wipe out this camp. 1 more bombing will do the trick, and I send my Dread Charger up since I ran out of Nightcrawler charges. And that'll finish off this last base. And my Necrophear finished clearing out these towers, and I killed them off. Now really, I could destroy all this too if I really wanted to, but I don't care at this point. And I finished with over a minute of time remaining, with the map totally cleared besides a few petty buildings. And now I await the boss. Now the boss on this map is extremely easy, and he only has 15,000 health. So I'll be using these rifle cultists alone to take him out, and I'll drop Unholy Hero on one of them. Now not all of the bombs actually went off, so he does survive, but 1 more bomb finishes him off, and the map is over. Using this strategy, you can finish the map pain-free, easy, and have a lot of fun doing it in about 22 minutes, which is about the minimum time you could do it in. This was Fuziion, thanks for watching.